It's the poster boy of England, and just like a Brillo pad, it was used for 101 different things. Whether you see one, you can't help think England,
Mm.
all in capital letters.
Yeah,
That's England.
of course. Yeah.
And what about that stalwart of English tradition, the Shire horse?
Mm.
Now, I was sat in a clinic earlier on today, waiting to get my prostrate tickled, and I came across an article about the Shire horse
Yeah.
and a frightening statistic. There are more giant pandas in the world than there are Shire horses. It's interesting.
Yeah.
The animal is becoming extinct. Less than 3,000 of these animals are spread between the US, Australia, and the UK. The horse of the Shire breed began in the 1800s and proved to be very useful. They were able to double the production of the ploughboy on the farms by pulling a two-furrow plough, which the ploughboy could only pull one with the help of his mate. The horse pulled working barges up and down the country from the towpaths on the canals. Also, coal merchants used them to increase the payload of their coal carrying wagons. And they were used for pulling the drays, thank goodness, of the local brewery to get the barrels to the public houses and inns. They were everywhere, helping us humans, helping us humans out in one form or another to carry, drag, push heavy loads, and only wanted hay and oats as a reward for their burden.
Yeah.
But with the arrival of traction engines on the farms and petrol-driven road vehicles in the towns, the humble shire wasn't needed as much, and so weren't really replaced with the next generation of shires of little ones.
Mm.
Their low numbers were critical in the 1970s, and so breeders' clubs were formed to try and protect the animal from full extinction. It's odd because in our day-to-day lives, we don't really think about Shire horses.
Mm.
This morning, when I saw the article, I thought to myself, "What? When was the last time I thought about a Shire horse?" And it's been years.
Yes.
It's been years and years and years. And talk about English traditions. I
Mm.
used to be a Morris dancer, for goodness sake, and for years and years, the Shire horse it just went out of my thoughts.
Mm.
It's only when you present a well-kept example at a traditional farm festival or country fair that people will stand and marvel, take their photographs with them, and if they're lucky, they will even squeak with delight if one of them are pulled along by the horse as they are sat in a wagon.
Mm. Yes.
So it's something that since the early 1800s, middle 1800s, England used
Mm.
uh, day to day, and they're magnificent animals.
Mm.
But for
Yeah.
some reason or another, they've been dwindled down to less than 3,000
Yeah.
examples of their breed between three countries, the US, Australia, and the UK.
Right. Okay. Again, I don't know what you're talking about, but you just brought up a childhood memory for me. Um, Many years ago, we were staying, I think my family was staying on a holiday in Sussex. Now down St. Sussex or Kent Way, there was a farm, or like we say, one of these trust places or something that was still breeding them and doing an experiment to prove that they were still a viable thing to use on farms as opposed to a tractor. The working life as a Shiles is actually longer than a tractor, I believe. Yeah, overall. Um, I mean, yeah, tractors and mechanized things will do things a lot quicker, and they were just trying to say it. And again, it was a tourist attraction and things. And you got to see the Shire horses. Now, it's interesting with them. I mean, the way they're bred. I mean, yes, the famous one. I saw a picture of it the other day, actually, or must have been on Netflix or a series I saw. I might have been watching it where it had Old England and they had a Shire horse on a wagon. And again, I watch older films sometimes where they'll have these things. The Shires on them. Um, I mean, it's interesting why they breed them. They were started to be bred more for show horsey stuff, is what you're talking, and like round the hooves or round the ankles. Probably not the right technical term. They've got what they call the feathers, which are like the fur. They never had that. The working ones never had that because it's a very impractical thing to have on a shy horse because it's where the mud gets caught and the wet and everything else, and they can suffer. Obviously, like you keeping a wet trousers on. Yeah.
Are they not called forelocks?
I don't know. I've never heard them called. I've never heard them called that. I mean, my sister was around horses, but not shires as such. Yeah, I mean, even then, this must be going back to probably the 1980s, and they were concerned about the dwindling numbers then. Coming up to now, yeah, I mean, it sounds like having a horse is an expensive business to have, not a business, but expensive to keep. My sister used to spend lots of money on her horses. And so, yeah, to keep a show horse with vet bills, yeah, the price of the food goes up all the time. You think it's natural food, well, of course, and probably areas to grow the natural food, stabling costs, unless you've got your own stables, but I mean, that costs a lot of money to do, and then you've got to pay people to look after it, possibly. It's very expensive to have a horse, let alone these things, which are purebred, and they're like prize fighters. They need to eat a lot. Yeah.
Well,
Um,
I
yeah.
mean, I've only heard the expression, he eats like a horse.
Well, that's probably from that. Yeah. I mean, don't forget these things at one point were working animals, and yeah, when they were along the canal paths, they got to eat the grass, stuff along the canal paths and things. Yeah, I mean, they were working animals. They were an essential part of our eco of our working life economy. Yeah, the economy. Yeah, the social economy. Yeah, people had their horses. Yeah, along towpaths, along yeah, on the farms. They were work horses, quite literally work horses. Need for them disappeared. Why would anyone keep something they don't use? Other than what you said, for sentimental reasons. Or a hobby. Or well, probably both things at the same time. Yeah, I mean they're not the most practical of animals other than to work them. So yeah, why would yeah, only specialists are going to keep them. More and more, I'm going to be honest, we're probably losing touch with our traditions and our countryside and everything else. And I mean, I think you'll go to places like Beamish, which is an open air museum, Industrial Revolution Museum, and I think they've got some Shire horses there they bring out. And like say, there's a place in Sussex I know of, probably sometimes at even medieval or other fairs, they might bring the poor old horse out to be patted by people that people that probably never seen a horse in their life of any description.
Of any kind,
Yeah. I mean,
and there are people like that.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, most people's window on the world is a television or the internet. And yeah, I mean, I think if you're desperate enough to see a Shire horse, you could still find one to go and see in the UK. I can't speak
But
for.
I think it's safe to say that when you do see them,
Mm,
they are majestic animals.
absolutely, yeah.
You know,
yeah, I've seen them. It's like I say, I'm a big person. I'm 1.88 meters tall, or
so
6.2 in 6'2" in real money. Yeah, and these things are above me. Yeah,
yeah, of course.
yeah, and um, they are majestic animals. And I mean, I think there was a brewery company called Watney, and I think they were keeping a couple for a time. I don't know if they've still got theirs going, because yeah,
I think Sam Smith's as well. They um, kept theirs for a while.
yeah.
Not sure if Sam Smith's has gone under these days.
Well, these places are bought out by other corporate entities, and they're, they're not particularly sentimental. Yeah. I mean, where's the profit margin in keeping a couple of horses, even for publicity? Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, the thing is, they've got very limited use. You can't use them other as show horses, or if you're going to pull something, put it. I mean, they need to be worked. They need to be exercised. Yeah. Every horse does actually. And yeah, there's probably a lot of effort goes into keeping them. Um,
I can imagine a lot of fat old Shire horses that
yeah,
weren't worked,
yeah, yeah.
just obese.
Well, yeah, that's probably it. They couldn't have, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they do need to eat lots and lots of oats, probably. Yeah, I mean, um, and they have a personality as well. I mean,
Puff,
lots of
puff,
horses. Yeah,
puffing and puffing before they got to the
uh,
before they got to the Meadows Gate.
yeah. Uh, I, I'm gonna say this. Having been party to having to try and get a horse into a horse box that didn't want to go into it, probably a half-ton horse. These Shire horses about a ton. I don't know how I'd get one of them into a into a horse box. Yeah, they have to get the straps behind and pull and everything else. And what you have to remember also is there's very strict rules on how you keep animals. Don't forget, somebody will see something, um, and in the countryside without even knowing it, phone the local police who get onto the RSPCA, reports of mistreatment of animals. It might be perfectly normal as well. I'm just saying this, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That sometimes, people misunderstand people, and they just don't want to run the risk anymore. If you see how some, normally girls, not many men are into it, treat their horses sometimes, that they're swearing it and they're cussing them, they're hitting them, yeah, which might seem aggressive to us. Anyone that understands horses knows sometimes they're like belligerent children. You've got to give them a slap on the wrist, yeah, which you're not allowed to do with children anymore. Um, when you've got half or three-quarters of a ton of horse, you've got to make it do what you want it to do as well. Get into a horse box, getting it into the stable, dragging it from the field. And sometimes bystanders watch this and think you're maltreating the animal. You're not. You're trying to get it to do something for its own benefit. And they do play around. They're playful as well. Yeah. Yeah, and they'll come up to you and they'll push you and nudge you. And yeah, if they don't want to do something, they won't do it. They are a lot of work. Having a horse is a lot of work.
Yeah, nobody's denying that. It's just like I said, you don't see them, and I was just surprised about the length of time.
Mm.
I haven't even thought of pictured in my mind a Shire horse for years and years and years and years and years,
Yeah,
years and years. I can't
yeah.
even remember the last time.
I mean, if you remember, everyone had like the porcelain models, the porcelain
Yes, yeah, that's right.
statuettes
Yeah,
on the
and
mantelpiece.
yeah,
Yeah,
and everybody used to stick horse presses on the walls.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
And have pictures. I mean, you probably go into. I mean, again, we're in Brazil. I mean, like I say, we see horses every day because people still use them with deliveries, even less and
yeah,
less now, admittedly. And town councils here and city councils are making it more difficult for people to have horses in the cities where we are. I mean, but certainly in the countryside here, horses are used. But again, I don't think I've seen any what we call heavy horses in
no,
in Brazil
no,
because
they
they've
don't
been
have any
practical. Yeah. Why would you? I mean, even in the countryside of Brazil. Yeah.
because they use donkeys.
Yeah.
Here in Brazil, the majority of people here in the northeast of Brazil, I can say,
Yeah.
they used donkeys
Mm,
until the motorcycle came
yeah.
into the town.
Mm,
And there used to be so many donkeys in Ceará, in the state of Ceará,
yeah.
that, they were selling them for one real.
Yeah.
1 real. That was when the real was two reais to the £1.
Yeah.
It's like you could buy a donkey for 50p.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah. I mean,
People
uh,
were killing them, buying them and killing them, and selling them off as beef.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they made it illegal here. Yeah. That's when I think that's where the notion of sharky came from, except sharky is no longer donkey, but it used to be donkey meat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, full of these little facts. People learn about Brazil from us. Yeah, it's again, yeah. I mean, I think, yeah, it's a romantic notion we have of the past, and I mean, people watch enough historical dramas on Netflix, etc., which may feature them in the background. But they're probably CGI created now, if they have got
Yeah.
them in there. Probably, because it'd be like easier than getting a guy with his trailer to bring one to site, try and drag the thing off the back of off the trailer, trying to get back on, have a horse standing there for hours on end doing nothing. Yeah. Yeah, much easier to create one with CGI. But yeah, you're right. I mean, yeah, I probably saw a photograph of one a couple of weeks ago because I've probably got a couple of books, well, books behind me of, yeah, because I've got a few things of Victorian photographs in, probably some shy horses in them, but yeah, it's not something you routinely wake up and think of. Well, I haven't seen a shy horse this week.
Also, what's extinct in the UK are red squirrels, and
Yeah,
that sort of drove it home to me. This article I was reading was actually a fluff piece
yeah,
for a documentary I think that's going to come on the TV.
mm,
But it just gave me food for thought, and which is why I sort of
yeah,
cancelled one topic to slip this one in.
yeah, yes. But yeah, I mean, the demise of the red squirrel because of the grey squirrel, which was introduced artificially into the UK. Can't remember if it was meat or something. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know if there's any red squirrels still in captivity or not anywhere, or people have been keeping them in zoos or something.
Well, I understood that the red squirrel couldn't breed anymore because the grey
Yeah,
squirrels
that's it. Well, yeah,
spent all of their time nibbling their nuts.